Good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, good morning, good morning. That culture webinar experience was really, really quite painful. And do you know what it is? So, being open minded isn't a guarantee of things working out, right? If every time you were open minded, something worked out, well, it would be called just doing the right thing. Being open minded will leave you with hopefully a high probability of success, but not always. And you live and you learn, and so forth and so forth. But just to share from my perspective, what I just do, that when I'm sitting there trying to do the culture webinar, it's like boggling me because it's like simple instructions, like this is a webinar, this is the link, there should be a reminder. And every day that went by, I would have many, many emails. Hey, Ant, this didn't work, this didn't work, this didn't work. And in those moments, I'm left doing a balancing act. And that balancing act is, okay, we've already made the decision to go down this road. We made it for the reasons we believe are good, right? Like it's a lower cost, it has more options, it's within our platform. All of these things are quite good. So we owe it to ourselves to not run away and quit the first sign of something not working out, right? So, all right, let's solve, 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 push, push, push. But there is a limit to that because anything you do in life, just because it doesn't work out right away doesn't mean it's never going to work out. But things that never work out also don't work out right away. So, like when something doesn't work out, there's a certain duration where you have to identify, is this, am I making progress or am I just beating my head against the wall? And yesterday morning, when I tried to do the culture webinar and I went on and I saw that I had 0 registrations, I just shut it off. I was like, nope, there it is. Because not only are we not making progress, we're somehow going backwards. We were somehow going backwards. And it was just enough. So I actually called Zoom. We have an account for up over there. And they were really nice to us. And of course, it was not like they did us a favor by taking us back, right? Like it's money. They're happy to get it. But they made a couple of good deals with us and they heard us. And we have a couple of new features. So everything went well. Okay, so let's get into it. So yesterday was spent completing all the sequences. And in the email I sent everyone last night, I did also include a screenshot, a PDF of those completed sequences. There is not a product or anything one can do in Rhino. Hey, I know, right? So exciting. There is not a product or anything one can do in Rhino that does not tag the individual and properly follow up in a nurturing manner. And that's not to be confused with like data tracking or things like that. But if you join Rhino Welt, shouldn't you get a welcome email, right? Like if you participate in a certain program, shouldn't you get an email a week from now saying, hey, how do you like it? Here's a survey. If you were trying to purchase something and for whatever reason it didn't complete the purchase, maybe your computer broke, maybe your card didn't work, or maybe you got called away and that abandoned cart was left abandoned, shouldn't you get an email the next day? Oh, hey, by the way, you forgot something. Here's your cart. Go ahead and complete it now. And if not, let us know. Hey, everyone. Hello, hello. And say you joined whatever program and there's a cross-marketing approach that you could join another program. Shouldn't you know that? The point being, that's all now done, finally. And when you took a look at the email, you would see that I think there was like 45 different email sequences, like different emails that go with it. This is 1 day, this is 3 days, it was a lot. And although it sounds very easy to say that sentence, oh, then there was an email. Well, you have to write the emails out, right? Like I have to sit there and actually write them all and know where it came from and know where they're going. It was a lot. Now, that's not so much, of course, Rhino's happy to do that, right? But it wasn't so much for Rhino as much as it is for our affiliate team, which is Rhino Partnership. We've done, we've participated in affiliate stuff a couple of times. And I'm not pleased to say that I don't think we've ever really been very good at it. Affiliate marketing is one of the highest praises you could ever have. This is somebody that's willing to dedicate X amount of their time and X percentage of their personal circle, their friends, their family, their network, because they believe what you have is so good, and that the compensation is so generous or rewarding or respectful, that they're going to put their own name, their own neck out on the line to funnel people, to direct people over to you. And I think the partnership of that is that from our perspective, we need to make sure that when you welcome someone into our house, that we vacuumed, that we cleaned the room, we put the laundry away. And I'm not sure we ever really did that. I remember many times different participants would email me, hey, this link's not working, or hey, this is not going to the right place, or a whole bunch of stuff. And when you're in that situation, you find that you're constantly chasing it. It's almost like when you're bartending, because I used to bartend for like a year or two way back in the day. And if you didn't properly set up your bar, then all of a sudden the rush comes in. You're constantly behind the eight ball. Like, this person ordered this and you need a lime. You didn't cut the limes. Okay, let me cut the limes real quick so I could give them a lime. Then this person orders this and you needed ice. I didn't fill the ice bins. This person ordered this beer. I didn't get those beers. I had to go get them. And you're constantly behind the eight ball. And it's constantly like a really, really poor experience for everyone involved, especially the affiliates, because conceivably the referrals that they had directed your way are contacting them back saying, why did you send me over there? This is a bunch of jokers. Like, this is like the worst experience I've ever had, which then interferes directly with the affiliate's business, because now if the affiliate, if the members of the affiliate's network are not being treated well, and they have a poor experience of taking that affiliate's advice, they're no longer going to take that affiliate's advice. And if they don't do that any longer, then that affiliate no longer has an affiliate business. He has no ability to send anyone anywhere because no one's willing to follow. So in building this program, that was front and center in my head. So we went ahead and completed all of those sequences. So anytime anybody comes in, they're perfectly taken care of. If I somehow go hibernate for 2 months and don't do anything, there is still a sequence of emails that these individuals will feel completely nurtured through the process. Okay. The affiliate landing page is our do you want to meet Ted page, right? It's our squeeze page everyone has seen. But we cloned it and made it so that it speaks directly to your referrals. And what I mean by that is that the referral that opts into that is now tagged as affiliate referral, meaning they're now moved down a line where they're not constantly, but they're weekly being nudged to join our lives. Now, this is our live. This is Rhino meeting, right? This is kind of the state of the union, right? We all get together. What's going on? What are the updates? Where are we? That stuff. Now, that's not exactly appropriate for someone that's just joining a particular product. Maybe they need to kind of to evolve with the company, kind of get to know them before they want to be on these calls, and that's fine. Starting next week, we have our affiliate calls, which are going to be at 12 to 12:45, which is going to be the entire team together. And I know that's been pushed a couple of times, but it just needs to be done right. And I know I've said that before as well, but we've just been adding more and more and more. And I cannot reasonably say, okay, well, we were adding more and we're still adding more, but we had a timeline, so now let's do it. It then puts us behind the eight ball again. Remember, nothing's as important as it seems while you're thinking about it. In the moment, we push back a week, we push back 2 weeks. That sounds like, oh my God, a year from now, when you look back and say, oh, you remember the time we pushed back 2 weeks? Yeah, glad we did, right? Like, it's just different. And when you're looking in the future, or at least you're founding something, inventing something, being a visionary, there is curses and blessings that go with that. Both of which is exactly this. I'm always looking in the future. So if something's a week behind, 2 weeks behind, it sometimes comes off as unempathetic. Oh, and you just push things back and you don't even care. No, it's not that I don't care, but I'm always looking at a year from now. And I know a year from now, as long as we did this correctly, you won't care. You, a year from now, will never look back and say, Aunt, I know it worked really well and it was like such a good idea that it happened, but I'm still mad that you pushed it back a week, even though if you didn't push it back a week, we would never have the progress we would have. Like, it's like living in an alternate universe. If you're constantly looking a year ahead, Well, you're constantly living in that universe, and that universe is dependent on doing things correctly, which means you constantly will do whatever it takes to do those things correctly today, even if it kind of ruffles a little feathers, because you know at the end of the day everyone's going to be happy. That's just the way, you know. Maybe I'm crazy, right? So Monday, those affiliate calls will start at 12, or those affiliate calls will be at 12 starting Monday. And of course, between now and then, I'm going to get a lot of information over to the affiliate team. I want to make sure that I have actionable steps. I want you to have known nothing about nothing, to not even have a single email. I want you to be signing up to Yahoo for your first time today and know that you're going to be taken care of. So how much time does that take of me to do? I don't know, but we're doing it. Following that, at 1 o'clock, Monday through Friday, is the call that your referrals are going to be nudged to join. That call is a marketing call. That call, I'm going to complete slides and presentation and handouts and special offers and blah, blah, blah to have these live. So conceivably, you send over, I don't know, 1,000 people click the link and they go to the squeeze page, which is, hey, do you want TED? Like, duh, who wouldn't? They go ahead and opt into it. Immediately, they're tagged as affiliate referral. They go down the sequence, right? They still go to the Rhino Business and the Rhino Box, the Rhino Wealth, and all of those things. And if they abandon any of those carts, they will get those emails. But alongside of that, they're going to be treated a little bit more special, and not more special, maybe more targeted. Hey, you're brand new here. We have a call every single day that we're sharing the presentation of what we actually do. You know, you got here because someone offered you a link and you looked around and God bless. But there's so much more that you might want to know. Like, why don't we go ahead and do that? In which case, I'm going to be hosting those calls, which is really great because I get to be live. I get to talk. People get to ask questions. If there's people still in a room after a half hour, hey, what's the holdup? What's going on? Here's a full presentation. Here's a video. Here's handouts. You know what? You're still here. All right, fine. I'll do one-time special offer. Get it right now. And this is going to allow us to make sure that those that you bring in are properly taken care of. The idea being, we don't want you to ever feel that you just sent things into a black hole. Yeah, I did an email for Rhino and I have no idea what happened. Nothing even came about it. I'm never doing that again. That's not what we want. And we believe by doing our meetings every day like we're doing right now, the affiliate call, which will be directly for the affiliate team, and then the affiliate referral call, you will always have a very, very good understanding of, I know when I send someone to Rhino, this is what happens. You know why? Because I'm in the same room. I saw them do it live. I know what's going on. And I think that coupled with the generous rewards, which is basically just profit sharing. I mean, we're giving you like, I think 80 to 90% of the tickets plus a residual weekly income for the lifetime of the referral. So it really is profit sharing because we're looking at, again, looking in the future, a much bigger picture. And we're all looking at it together. But in terms of how I make my decisions, they're not for dollars and cents today. Everyone knows that. I'm like the poorest person you could ever imagine because I don't care about anything of this today. My thing is this, and we're going to get there. And that's what's happening. So that was all completed as of yesterday, which means I still have to build out the affiliate stuff. Well, not build out, the affiliate stuff is done, but I want to go ahead and make sure that we're prepared to start hosting that hour-long call. I want to make sure that we have everything for you to start being actionable. In which case, we want to start doing that this week, right? Like, just because we don't have calls doesn't mean we don't want the affiliate team to be active. I want to activate the affiliate team, but I want to do so probably for tomorrow. So if I could get all the stuff today and send it out, we could start kind of keeping in the loop. I do need to put together a presentation with slides and all the rest to have those 1 o'clock calls. And I think that's really it. Everything's fine otherwise. I moved our team call, like my tech team, right, from yesterday to tomorrow. That's 12 o'clock. So I'll have a good update. And of course, I get updates every day, but like to actually see their faces, I'll have that tomorrow. I think that's really it. My mind's really kind of focused on this affiliate, the partnership. I want more I want more people spreading awareness. And I think that in building, I haven't actually done any of the shiny objects yet. Any person that's ever talked to Ted so far has been wildly amazed. If you go talk to Ted, like my little cousin texted me again the other day, hey, what was the link for Ted? I need to ask him something. So a lot of the presentations going forward, whether they're Twitter videos, YouTube, like whatever median that we're going to disseminate on, or our affiliates are going to disseminate on, are going to start highlighting the actual product. Like we haven't done that yet. And it's very easy to say, well, Anthony, that's kind of like a missed opportunity. And maybe you're right. And that's kind of the punishment of time, to not have the time to fully think things through in terms of this would be best right now. Because when you don't have time, you just go with the plan. Okay, I need to get this done. And you never have the second to stop and say, actually, could I do this a little bit better? And in can I do this a little bit better? That's not there's no time on that. There's no like, okay, and if I sit for a half hour, I'll get an answer. No, you just have to be available for the answer to come to you. So you constantly need to somewhat be available for that. And I think a lot of our presentations might just be me with Ted right on the computer, like just showcasing it, showing it off, having a couple of tricks, right, already planned. All right, I'm going to do this, and everyone's going to say, "Wow!" Not freestyling it, but it is in that moment that I think the people that are watching will say, "Oh my God, that kind of is the coolest thing I've ever seen." It's free. I want it, right? Like I'd like my own TED, but I have a business. Why wouldn't I want to be on this? This is amazing. So lots going on. Also, I'm going to send out an email today for those that are part of Rhino Business, for Rhino Suite. That is an upgrade that we attach to Rhino Business now that the funnel is complete. That didn't exist before the funnel was complete. It offers value in two ways. One, as a business owner on Rhino, you own all of your buyer data, and that's fine. For those that click your page and or those that are abandoned carts, that data you do not own. And it's because we're protecting user data. That's always been a thing. We're going to protect user data. And there are those that do it very respectfully. Hey, you forgot something. And then, like I said before, one email and then another email 3 days later. Okay, obviously they didn't forget it. They didn't want to join. See you later. But there are those that will take that data and hound that person, email after email after email. And then if they don't get anything of it, then they sell the data. Hey, this is someone that buys shoes. They didn't buy from me. They almost did, but you sell shoes. Here, take this person. And that's something we're against. Also, any person that ever clicks your page, we're going to know, because they're going to be clicking your link via the recommendation Ted gave them. So obviously Ted will be on their phone. They'll be talking to Ted. Hey, Ted, blah, blah, blah. Ted will be like, oh, did you check the new shoe spot? It's a brand new Rhino. You'll love them. And they're offering free next day delivery if you click here. In which case, when you click there, we know who you are. You're a member of Ted, right? Like we have all of that data. That data is quite important. That's going to be the whole, that's going to be the foundation of the whole platform. That data needs to be protected. That data needs to be protected really, really well. Therefore, that data is never going to be owned by the business owner either. If they buy from you, great. But if not, well, you can't force them. Hey, you walk to my store now. I need to know your phone number, and I'm going to call you every day. Like that's not a thing. But that can be solved, because many people would say, well, Ant, maybe they really did forget something. Like I do want to follow up with them. Like maybe their kid was crying and they had to step away. I do want to follow up and say, hey, we know life happens. You could complete your cart here. Well, that's reasonable. We agree. Like we do the same thing. We have abandoned cart emails. So the only way to bridge that is that Rhino will install automations to your business. Now remember, the business page is going to be on Rhino. So we will have the ability to then tag your abandoned carts and then create the email sequence that goes to your abandoned carts. Now this will be automated and this will be scalable across, for everyone. And it's going to be ubiquitous for everyone, because no one business is going to beat another business based on anything other than product standard, right? Quality of product. So that is something that is part of this Rhino suite, and we think that makes all the sense in the world. If you're going to be on Rhino Business, you really should. I don't even know why you wouldn't. Secondarily, Rhino would like to build content out of introducing the businesses on Rhino Business. So yeah, sure, this is fun. We have the State of the Union calls, and this will always be the case. But there will be calls where Rhino will go ahead and say have a half-hour call doing something else. Hey, and just we want to highlight Mike's cola today, and we've known Mike for a long time, and have a little conversation with Mike. In which case, we'll be able to share the link to Mike's business. We'll go ahead and upload that video to the YouTube, to the Twitter, and we'll also include Mike in our daily email with the links and everything else. Now that daily email goes to everyone in Rhino. Everyone in Rhino is part of the daily email. Every user, every business, everything. So if you go ahead and put your hat on, taking a look at the future, it's very easy to say, well, Ant, today, I'm sure that's worth something, right? Like you have, like Rhino's not an unknown thing. You have plenty of people, like there's people here, but I'm just not sure that that's going to be the be all and end all of my business, right? Like maybe you could get me 3 or 4 sales today, right? Something like that. And that's fine. I think we could probably get more, but be that as it may. A year from now, though, what is that worth? Now, so I don't know the answer. I think I know what the answer is going to be. Quite obviously, that's what we're building towards. I believe that answer is going to be that's a ticket you would like to cash in. That's a ticket that'll be worth thousands of dollars. To have, say, Google or to say have Facebook dedicate an entire day to one person, well, think about the size of their platform. That would be a really, really big deal. What would that be worth? Now, do I think we'll be Facebook or Google in a year? I don't not think that, but I don't think, that would be the safe bet. I think we'll be very, very big, but I mean, they're trillion-dollar companies. If we got that big in a year, God bless. But do I think we will be sizable, that we'll have tens of thousands of members, that we'll have hundreds of thousands of members? Sure. That I don't see as being a problem. Like that is part of the movement, especially with Rhino Tour scheduled for next year. So say we have 50,000 members. Now, again, when we say members, we mean free, right? Like they're TED. So we have 50,000 free members, but these are also the consumers. They're the ones that don't have Rhino Business for whatever reason, but maybe they just don't have a business, which means when they're speaking to TED, this is the aggregate number of people that TED has the ability to recommend you to. Now, of course, you have to be a good recommendation. If someone says, I want a blue icicle and you sell blue icicles, there you go. So the number of participants will always be directly proportionate to the value of marketing to that platform. So do we think between those two values that I just shared that Rhino Suite is like, everyone should have it? Yeah, of course. So we have it as a add-on for $50, which even still I think makes all the sense in the world. That being said, I do have a certain loyalty to the friends and family nature of everything we've done so far. So for those that already have Rhino Business, I'm emailing only them today. I'm creating a new product. It's the same product, but I have to create a new one to put a different price on it. And I'm just going to make it $20. I just think it makes sense. It's like me saying thank you, but because it's not something you're going to use today anyway. You're going to use it when you use it. And I think we have, 60 Rhino businesses. And that offer is good for 2 years, which is, I don't know what, like 820 days, no, 730 days. So even if all 60 opted in, and even if all 60 did it, that's still 670 days available to everyone that's going to future opt-in. So I just think all things being equal, it's something that I'm able to do. So I want to do that. I'm actually completing it right now. So if you're in Rhino Business, you will be getting that email momentarily. And that's kind of the updates for today. And then this week, we'll just continually have more updates as it pertains to affiliate stuff, as it pertains to actual marketing, because we are going to start getting more people in. We haven't done that. We just did the rollout, and now we've been doing the build out. And that's really that. So everything is where it's supposed to be, right? I guess the bottom line is everything's going according to plan. So let me just take a look at the chat. Could you give a summary of the state of affairs, please? I think I did, so I answered that already. And Frida, I missed the 10 a.m. meetings. I noticed my links are not working. Oh, so Frida, this is so 10 a.m. So this was originally 10 a.m. Like that's always the time we did our call. It's now been moved to 10:30. So sorry for that little bit of confusion, because presumably 10 to 10:30 is now going to be used to prepare for these meetings. Obviously, this is very off the cuff type of thing. But once we have things moving, I do want to have a bit of like an itemized, like this is what we're going to be talking about, and this is the structure of the meeting. So this will be at 10:30 to 11. Are we still on track to be millionaires? Yeah, I would say so. That's a great question. I love it. Certainly everyone at Rhino Bucks is, because I mean Rhino Bucks is what, like $1.95, $2, and that's solely because there was one seller that sold his whole stake, and I thought it was one sale. No, it was two. So the price is artificially lower, right? Because of one individual's need for cash. So if you have Rhino Bucks or you're like, hey, I should probably get in at this price, because also you got to remember, and not to get too much into it, but you're sending to 10 o'clock Zoom email. Is it sending 10 a.m.? I'm going to look into that. I really will. Sorry about that. But if you think about the actual economics of it, I think sometimes it's very easy to just look at a stock price and say, okay, ABC is $2. But you never know what actually makes up the price of ABC being $2. Like Rhino is $1.95, $2. And it was, again, moved down because of one person, and God bless, see you later. But what makes it up? Well, what makes it up is the 600 members of Rhino that are an average of, I think, like $13 to $13.50 per week in recurring plans. That's only ever been word of mouth. Like the 600 people, the world has like 8 billion people on it. Once we start doing the marketing and getting more people in, now these are new plans. So for instance, if there's a new Rhino business plan, now 600 goes to 601, goes to 602, goes to 603. These are all recurring plans too. So not only is it $50 enrollment, but it's $15 a week, every single week, week. Which means 600 goes to 1,000, goes to 1,500, goes to 2,000. The point being, if 600 goes to 1,800, right? Well, is that a big number? Is 1,800 a large number? I really don't think so. But the value of Rhino just triples because now you have 3 times more money coming in. And what makes Rhino Bucks so special is all the money that comes in goes directly to that. So the price of Rhino Bucks is directly proportionate to the money that comes in. So if you're taking a look at a platform that is growing, well, then you could actually very cleanly do a calculation. If Rhino grows equals Rhino Bucks grow. And since Rhino Bucks is liquid, you could buy and sell it. Well, then owning it does give you the path to that. So I just want to kind of put a little color on that. Frida, I'm going to go check the email thing now, because if it's saying that it starts at 10:30 or 10 o'clock rather than 10:30, that's not good. And that's that. So I love y'all. I'll have this up on the YouTube. Like we're actually going to have a video up. I'm so happy to be back with Zoom, but a lot of good stuff. And I'll update everyone later. All right. Love you. Bye.